Going home, NiP conceding a humiliating defeat versus Dignitas. Just 2 rounds acquired versus their Danish teams, and I don't. What did I miss? Did I miss the memo going on behind this desk?
What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong. We're stood right behind the desk.
Fine.
Can I do this as well?
Stood right behind the desk.
There you go. What? Okay, this is quite nice.
Right.
I like this. We've got room to lunge as well. Hello and welcome to the desk again. We're going to be talking a little bit about Lounge and NiP.
Just lounging.
Yeah. Was that what you guys were doing?
That was like JDM if he was an analyst.
He's really pushing that Lounge thing at the moment. Have you seen?
Yeah.
He's like decided, like, right, brand myself. Lounge.
It's good branding.
Lounge.
The sad thing is, though, Olaf Meister's busted his race guardian. When he gets like a really bad lumbar back pain, that's going to be a really sad day. JDM
that's really going to ruin the brand.
Because he's in a full body cast. Turns out that really messes you back up, actually.
Can you imagine Dr. Levi does a whole 20-minute video about how you should never sit like JDM does, but he proceeds to...
You know the thing about Dr. Levi? He's a very handsome man. I've always liked Levi's jeans.
Well...
Here all week.
3 out of 10.
Here all week.
3 out of 10.
Listen, boys, listen, what can I do here? What can I do?
Enough about lounging, into the team themselves. Lounge Gaming, they are going to be the I was about to call them French, excuse me, the Poles, who are going to be trying to prove themselves.
Well, they are going to lose, if that's what you meant.
Miles and Minis. Yeah, we have had some bad experiences with G2, of course, and both Envy and G2. But this time, hopefully a little bit more smiles on the faces of any Polish fans. Is this a better chance for Lounge, gentlemen? Is this an opportunity? I'm going to start with you, Duncan, because I swear you must have had to done your homework when you were trying to dive into a roster that didn't have too much history surrounding it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they were obviously slightly different at the time. Like, as far as I know, they didn't have Menis at the time. That was back when they had Oscarish, which they were trying to use, and that didn't really work out, I have to say. The thing with the Lounge team is, I actually have noticed that, to me, they're the most similar to Virtus.pro in terms of, like, the tactical approach they have. They're good on similar maps to Virtus.pro. They're very good on Train T-side, for example. It's mainly just the T-side that they're good on, though. The problem they have is their firepower is really inconsistent. Like, I've always thought the Innocent guy was a pretty good player, but he's never been, like, a really stable, like, solid player. He's always like, yeah, he's here and there, you never quite know. Mishu, obviously, Mihao, however he's supposed to pronounce his name, he's always touted as this, like, big talent, but he's not having, like, big games all the time. They're a bit inconsistent in that sense. I think that's why they're a team that keep changing the fifth player, because they're searching for the right mix of players, you know, and unfortunately they've come back to us like a sort of mix that we've seen in the past anyway, so I'm not that convinced by them, to be fair.
And the polar opposite, of course. You've just described a team that are constantly changing their roster, constantly looking to find something different.
I mean the Polish opposite, because they're the opposite team to the
Polish opposite, Polarish opposite.
I'll give you notes next time, mate.
Just far too good, Duncan. It's just always over my head, but we have to talk about NiP, of course. Very different storylines behind them, a lot more history surrounding this Swedish roster. I'm going to throw this one towards Janko. What you got, sir?
I mean, it was extremely surprising, the fashion in which they lost yesterday to Dignitas. I mean, getting beaten 16-2 and on a map like Overpass, which is probably maybe even 4th best map for Dignitas. I don't think anyone expected that. A team that, from the start of this year, switched in Pith for Alu and also brought in Threat, which is, in my opinion, the biggest change that this team made in a long time, because Threat brought this new style with him, a lot of set strats and so on, which is something that NiP was definitely missing. The skill was always there, a lot of experienced players, former champions, former major winners as well, but they just didn't adapt their own play style to the changing times, right? The teams eventually caught up with them, but they still weren't changing anything, and it just stopped working. They didn't win a single trophy in 2015.
No. Oh, they won Isis Rock, but that was with Makalele.
Yeah, and I mean, that's for a team of this caliber, that's something that I believe in their eyes as well is unacceptable. So they're looking much better coming into 2016.
Now, I'm not making excuses for them, but we were talking, in fact, Robin, you were telling me that Get Right or was feeling rather unwell yesterday. He certainly looked it. Every time the camera cut to me, he looked like he was on the verge of death.
Well, you would look like that if you were losing like,
to Dignitas.
That fashion.
Sure, but have you spoken to him at all? Do you have any insider?
I mean, not on Get Right in particular. Okay. I just spoke to them a little bit about the mentality coming into the game yesterday. I think they had the wrong approach from the get-go coming into on their CT side on Overpass. One thing that I always stress about why people pick T side first, even if it's on a seat side of map, is it's the first game of the tournament or first game of the day, and you want to come in, you don't want to be stationed, and that's exactly what happened to NiP. Very defensive approach in the start of the CT side, just getting completely manhandled by Dignitas, tactics, and I don't think they knew what to expect coming to Dignitas that's been bootcamp before 7 days. Overall, it's just very off for NiP. Defensive, and did not just rush them. They didn't really have any say whatsoever. They got 2 rounds, and that's about it. And that was the 2 rounds where you saw a superhero round from either Exist or he had a 3 kill that was on the highlight and someone else. It was never really that they just worked together and won a round. So Dignitas, again, just outplayed them.
And with that said, the map was overpassed. Probably not going to be seeing that one again. Is that a fair assumption to make coming into this veto? Going up against Lounge. Their strengths lie towards Mirage, you were saying beforehand, Duncan.
I think, well, if we're talking about NiP, yeah, that's where they want to be heading. For the Lounge guys, I mean, they don't mind playing Train, Cobble. These are maps they're certainly at home playing. Probably play Mirage if need to as well. I'm trying to think actually where we'll end up overall, though, because, okay, Inferno banned from Lounge, not that ridiculous. The question fact for me with NiP is, like, what will happen with Cash? Like, do you think that Lounge will play Cash?
I mean, yes, I think Lounge would like to play Cash, and also I think Overpass would be an option if NiP didn't lose in the fashion they did yesterday to Dignitas. I feel it's going to be their last veto here. And it seems that NiP is also willing to play Train against Lounge, but Lounge isn't. So
because it feels to me like Cash is the one where, like, once you kind of like figure out the negotiations, you both might just agree to end up on that one.
Yes, it is one of the stronger maps for Lounge, but I don't think it matters because it's one of the best maps, in my opinion, for NiP as well. And when it comes to that,
I mean, look at the choice. They get the choice between Cash and Mirage. So I think they're probably going to go with Cash here. At least coming into it, NiP has been the strong team on Mirage. Yeah, so we're going to end up on Cash overall.
This is our first Cash, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Cash before. Okay. Only took us.
I mean, I know
over
you've been at
10 games.
ESL a lot of your career, so you've never seen Cash before, but actually a lot of us, it's just everywhere, mate. Scrolls all over the place.
That's more like
we actually get paid for doing these events, mate. We don't just get that salary at the end of the year. You know that little Christmas stocking with the, like, oh, here's the new badge you've got. We actually get money for this event. Oh, Cash, the map, sorry. I've just embarrassed you. Oh my God, I've embarrassed you.
Not at all, not at all.
I apologize.
Do you know what I'm going to do, though? I'm just going to go straight away. I'm going to move swiftly past the dank memes and into the 90-second warning.
What do you mean, dank memes?
We've got ourselves 90 seconds left for predictions. I'm going to move as far away from Duncan as I can. Yeah. Just for the moment.
Is this the same lineup that almost beat NiP on Cash in the major, or was that the other
Overpass?
No, I'm saying a few majors ago, NiP almost went on in groups on Cash versus the Polish team.
When you say a few majors ago, that was like team? 4 majors ago. 5 majors ago. It's DreamHack win in 2014 when they were ESC.
Oh yeah.
Some of them were.
Was
yeah, like
the same team, right?
In that
so like they have.
I think
so
was.
Obviously, even though it's like 2 years ago, that's probably the approach. Cause I don't think that these two teams have played each other that much.
No, I don't think so.
After that, and we're talking several years here. And for NiP, again, I think this is a great map for them right now. I think this is the best map by far for NiP. I think Mirage is close second. So for Lounge, they really have their work cut out for him here. But I'm going to say NiP is going to win. I don't know if you want predictions, but I'm just going to go in there and say NiP is going to win. I said the same yesterday, and I got fucking wrecked. But yeah, I'm going to say that NiP is going to win.
So, because Robin's given us a short novel on his prediction.
The difference here is that he has a job outside doing the analysis.
Not at ESL.
So he can get away with this.
Right now, okay, just
this is my livelihood, so I can't really say that.
20 seconds.
I feel that NiP, despite their not as good of a performance yesterday, today they're going to show up, and I feel that they are going to beat Lounge and go through to the decider match.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in Lounge on this game. I think NiP is going to take it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't get score predictions, but of course, if you were trying to get some sort of statistics on what the score could be, you could check out the Score Esports. It's an application that you can go ahead and grab on your smartphone. It enables you to get all of the information live as well for this game. That was all right. I'm not particularly proud of that one, but you can go ahead and check that app out while we do load on into our game. It's going to be on Cash. NiP does look to be the desk's favorite. I have been thoroughly ruined during this segment. They're flipping good as we proceed to put our non-for-Flaren filter on, and your casters are ready as well. Moses Metis, what do you think?
Thank you very much, Alex. I'm not entirely sure how to follow that up, to be honest.
That's flipping unreal.
But I would definitely go with the desk there. I think NiP will be the favourites coming into this game. But what I would like to say as well, that Go Lounge are no scrubs when it comes to Cash. They are a strong Cash team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And they mentioned, I mean, this is one of those teams, because we don't see it that often, I feel like they're deceptively a little bit better than oftentimes, you know, you think when you see them entering into a match. That being said, NiP, just these guys, all the experience they've had, that 16-2 is going to be completely out of their minds yesterday. That match they played against Dignitas, that's going to be gone. I don't think they're going to be worried about that whatsoever, and I expect them to come in with a big, big way here in this match to kind of recover from that, because that was way, way underperformance. That was a huge beatdown they experienced yesterday.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 16-2 is a rockin' whichever way you look at it. What I will say for Lounge Gaming, though, is most of the desk was more on, about NiP, as they are the more known team, obviously, coming into this one. Mihu not just the fact that he has stepped in for VP in the past and he is one of their star players. On Cash, he really does step up huge. He's one of the players on CT side will consistently get pop flashed into main and look for very quick frags. The problem is, though, sometimes it is predictable and he does get found out very quickly.
Yeah, but it's a huge play that needs to be made at times on the CT side. We've seen a lot of teams struggling with the defense on this map, and a lot of it comes down to that information gathering. What can you find out before it actually hits? You need to have good rotations, you need to control mid, and if you don't have the intel of where your opposing team is at, it can pose so many problems. And here, actually, we're just seeing the default pistol run that's come out. You know, it's no longer recently. It's been going on for a while on Cash. The CT side playing a retake over towards the A bomb site. They've got a smoke and a defuse kit on Maniz, so when he rotates over, they have a chance to just drop a smoke on the bomb and just go for that defuse.
Absolutely. This is a tried and tested strat from a lot of CT sides. And Lounge Gaming just pretty much with Mihu, who's going to be watching as the bomb has been planted. They do have the kit on Maniz if needs be, and the rest of the team obviously with the Kevlars. But that is a free plant, and now here comes the retake. Maybe the key man here is Sparrow. He's going to try and get his way around the back of them and flank so he can get into A main from behind and do some serious damage. But Mihu is taking a lot of damage. 3 frags in as many seconds. Make that 4 for NiP. And it's a complete shutout after the bomb goes down. And now the aforementioned Sparrow is all that remains, but his flank is nowhere near as efficient. He's going to get the kill, but there's no chance of him getting this clutch.
Yeah, that was just a slaughter. 5 members inside there, basically at that at A bomb site. NiP can just set up so many crossfires. So Go Lounge, I mean, it was a little tricky from NiP because none of them came out A main, so there was actually no jump on a rotation. It was basically once the bomb gets planted, they're like, oh, okay, now we have to start this retake. It's such a disadvantage as well. So good pistol round from NiP. They send 4 members indoor. That's a big gamble as well because that's a very narrow choke point. If Lounge Gaming isn't running that setup, if they have, you know, 1 or 2 players looking at door from highway, perhaps, they can get a couple picks there. It's a very narrow choke point that NiP would have to run through, but works out in their favor this time because of the nature of that very heavy retake.
NiP with 4 SMGs, just the Galil on Exist, so all about that farm. It's going to be Pith who spots the first player just trying to dart through on the squeaky door, but Lounge Gaming do have some pretty solid upgraded pistols with Kevlar as well, so NiP do need to be careful here. Sparrow is a bit of a monster with that Deagle. Maniz is the player that pushed through on Squeaky. Gonna go back to the site, minimal damage exchanged.
Done decent damage to Pit, but NiP, I mean, they're just making sure they don't take any damage from those kind of plays. So far back, Pit spots that out, he's able to get safely away from that battle, and now NiP can readjust across the map. They've given up any presence over towards the B bomb site. All of them are crewing up over towards A main, and to the door, it's just gonna be Mihu and Maniz here. They have to defend against this, and there's no nades on their side. So NiP's big advantage, but there it is, like you mentioned, that push into A main. He gets 1, he's immediately traded off, and now NiP, they should be able to storm into the site, but Maniz is holding him off initially.
This is actually a pretty sick turn of events for Lounge Gaming. Yes, they lose Mihu, but the damage has been inflicted. That being said, though, this is where the weapon advantage for NiP should come to fruition. 40 seconds left, bomb still yet to go down, but it is in the hands of GetRight, who's just about to put it for A main. Actually decides against it, comes off the side as the team kill comes in. Sparrow executing Innocent, didn't quite catch what happened there, but that is super awkward in a 3-on-3 when there's a real chance at clutching this. Bomb still hasn't been planted, but it's probably not required anymore, as it's all on Mouse now. Bomb finally goes down. CZ enhanced, only 6 bullets remaining. He's gonna have to make every one of them count. And man, that team kill could have made all the difference there.
Yeah, it very well could have, and you're right, we didn't see the POV, so I didn't see if that was an accident or if maybe he just, you know, thought it was one of those times where just a teammate comes up on the screen and you're just so focused that you just take the shot. But either way, decent damage done by Lounge. They looked like they had a chance at winning that. They held NiP off initially, which allowed some rotations to come in, but NiP actually pretty smart. They drop a Molotov at the end of the bomb site when GetRight's about to plant the bomb so that no one can rush in on him. Alleviates some of the pressure they have at trying to cover that plant. 2-0 for NiP, looking good. Forrest is just going to be on a Deagle. Pit on the Tech 9 as well. They know they're not going up against any armor, so they feel they can get away with this and play a little bit of the econ game.
Yeah, minimal amount of money put into this round for Lounge Gaming. Bomb still drop back. Typically, in this kind of situation from Terrace, you do want to just hold back and make sure you don't make any mistakes. You can always get caught in transition, give some weapons across, and anything's possible. So just play the safe and slow game here from NiP.
Yeah, they've been very good on their anti-ecos. I know Yanko's pointed it out a couple times, at least when we've been talking in the back in the green room between matches, that they are very, very good at winning these. They haven't dropped too many in an era where anti-eco or eco rounds are won at a crazy level. NiP's usually been pretty good. It's a lot to do with the nades, and look at GetRight. Very methodical, clears that out. Spots 1 more Innocent behind the box. He's gonna fall. There is Sparrow. I mean, just as I say that, he falls inside the bomb site. So it's gonna be a 3rd round for NiP. It's just down to Maniz with, he does have a Tech 9, but only 11 HP, and actually GetRight's not checking the corner, so that's gonna be a free kill.
It will indeed. Problem for Maniz is he's only Mac 10 and he's only got minimal damage and minimal health. make that 0 health as NiP pick up their 3rd round. Here comes the first buy for Lounge Gaming. And one of the issues that they do have, and I think they alluded to this on the desk as well, they do struggle a tiny bit on the CT side, especially on maps like Cache, because they do get quite predictable. And they will consistently go for force buys as well. So I do worry a little bit for Lounge Gaming in these kind of situations. This round means a hell of a lot.
And that's not a great sign as well, just because Cache we've seen recently going back to the major, it's very T-sided. 10 rounds was the average for T-sides. And if you're a team that's known to struggle on your CT sides to begin with, this could be a big half for NiP if they get the ball rolling here. Decent mid setup for Go Lounge. They at least have Sparrow pushed up right by the smoke in that middle choke point. Innocent over towards the highway box, 2 at A, and they're trusting Mouse to just hold off at that B bomb site all on his own.
Really only flashbangs the bulk of the utility that remains for Lounge Gaming, just the one smoke in Mihu's hands. It'll be hard to fend off this initial charge from NiP. They themselves do have a Galil in the hands of Exist, but we've seen he's more than capable of using that weapon to very high effect. Very reminiscent of the last round here, Moses. Slow and steady wins the race for NiP.
Yeah, and still, yeah, they're just using 2 of their Molotovs now, so using that to clear out positions. They have a wall of smoke set up in mid, so they'll be able to take that control for free, essentially. They drop no one. They don't even lose any HP. Exist is going to be the one toying with the edge of the smoke. Is Innocent going to be ready for this? He does get 1 kill on top, and he transfers over to Exist. That's a good double kill.
That's absolutely huge. And look, he's still got plenty of HP to his name as well, so he can just fall back into Connector. A lot of pressure just got alleviated. Here comes the flash again, and surprise, surprise, it's Mihu. The 1 frag comes in. Can he get a second? No, Forrest is there. Get Right, meanwhile, has picked up Innocent, whose blistering double frag at the start of this round gave Lounge Gaming a great little buffer. And now it all falls to Get Right, the veteran. But he's used his molly already. 20 seconds to play with, and, well, he's just lost his head. Lounge Gaming finally get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, there it is, and that you mentioned it before the game even started, that push from Mihu into A main. That's going to be even more effective because of the double kill that Innocent gets in mid. This is a really nice transfer. Being on top of that, Exist can't get anything going there, so a good round from Lounge, a good initial hold. Survive with 3 members as well, so they get to build up some money.
The problem is, though, that it does become predictable. There's no real plan B for Lounge Gaming on this A side, so I feel like once NiP realize what's happening, they may just stack into A main, try and throw some counter flashes, and just wait for Mihu to basically walk into a trap. Definitely watch out for that one. Pit only has a deagle this round, actually, so it's not a fantastic buy-up from NiP. They have the weapons, but not a huge amount of utility behind it. 3 smoke should be good enough, though, to set play.
Force, yeah, and Force has the AWP. That's the big weapon you want to watch out for. Where are they going to put that? How are they going to try and let Force get the pick? And initially, they boost him up in mid. This time, it's a little bit more passive from Go Lounge. They have nobody in mid whatsoever, so Force is going to find nothing there.
Lounge Gaming passive this time. 3 players on A, one of which is now darting through highway. Pretty standard stuff. Needs to be careful he doesn't go for the peek here outside, and Innocent gets spotted, just the shoulder peeking through. Forrest will convert that into the frag. That is a huge kill for NiP. Minute to play with, and now that's a complete mid control lost for Lounge Gaming.
Yeah, split up into both bomb sites. That's a big pick for Force, and actually Go Lounge, this is the wrong round to lose a player like that. Innocent, he's got to be a little bit upset. He wasn't even too committed. He just wanted to find information, see if anyone was there. And he gets punished for it. Now this B bomb site is ripe for the taking. Both members inside the site. Luckily, there's no Molotovs on the NiP side, or else they could just firebomb this site.
Absolutely, yeah. Draw up the 2 players into the firing squad. So Mouse and his partner in crime are going to be able to do the work here. Well, that's just going to be on Sparrow now. 2 frags are exchanged, but they go in the way of NiP. Now trying to retake on B, and it's a similar situation for Lounge Gaming. They don't have any mollies or incendiaries themselves. They're going to have to come in with flashbangs only.
That was a perfect take from NiP. Freiburg does such a good job trading both of those kills, making sure the lives of Pit and Exist don't go to waste.
Here we go. They're going to go for this one. Mihu's feeling confident. Flash in. His teammate has died. Can Mihu go huge? Yes, he can. 2 frags come down. Can he get a 3rd one? He's going to be peeking around the corner and Get Right has his AK trained to the head. 4-1 economy broken for Lounge Gaming.
Yeah, they're almost able to take that round back, but nicely done. Freiburg ends that round. Very, very strong performance. The entries, the 1 extra kill on the retake. Mihu almost able to bring it down, but this is a little bit of an off angle from Get Right. That's just some solid positioning. We're not going to see it there, but Get Right catches him a little bit off guard. I think Mihu thought he was going to be a little bit closer to actually being behind that box in checkers, and he's caught unawares.
Now we're seeing Lounge Gaming pay the ultimate price. Win the round, lose the next. Pistols.
This is that, I mean, we call it the nightmare situation, especially on a map where you need these CT rounds where it can be so heavily slanted towards the terror side. Look at this, Force is just waiting for a jump peek for information. He's almost able to grab it, but Pit's going to get the opening. Mini's trying to get a little bit too aggressive in door. And NiP once again just spread out slowly, methodically. They're just going to choke out this anti-eco. and use their nades very, very wisely to clear out spots as they peek.
Cash, the kind of map where you can definitely make the pistol upgrades work. There's so many little corners, nooks and crannies to watch out for, but NiP are playing this one so methodically.
And actually, Go Lounge, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of angles you could take, a lot of crossfires you can set up, but Lounge essentially just has these pistols, and they're playing this like a default round. It just sits all alone in mid. Maniz solo pushed into door. There was no kind of pop flash set up towards A main, which can be effective, or nade stacks whatsoever, so this should be a pretty standard round for NiP. It doesn't look like they're going to hit any trouble, especially as Mihu rotates away from that A bomb site. They have the wrong read, the wrong gamble, essentially, at this point. Going over, stacking the B bomb site with 4 players, so NiP's going to get their 5th.
Yeah, rolling the dice, get snake eyes, unfortunately. But as you say, they had to go for the gamble, especially after losing Maniz, who pushed through the blue door. As soon as he falls down, B is pretty much their only hope to just stack on there. Here comes the bomb anyway. Going to go into the A site, going to be planted momentarily. Meanwhile, Mihu actually with a flashbang, he's going to get the best of a couple of players. Finally finishes off Pit, so at least doing a bit of damage before he falls down. Just got a whole lot better. Double frag for him, can't get a third. Another 3-on-3 though. This is going to bait Lounge Gaming into going for this one. The bomb planted, and here comes Freiburg again, all on Mouse, and he's got nowhere near enough health to do anything with this. Maybe just save the season if he can.
This is a couple rounds where NiP's taken this A bomb site, and they've been very, very cautious to plant the bomb. They're actually delaying it once they get into the site, you know, by 5 to 10 seconds, where it's allowing some of these rotations to come in. That time, it's a couple of really nice pistol kills from Mihu. But even on the gun round earlier, they slowed things down when GetRight had the bomb, and he actually chooses not to plant initially. So they're being very cautious, making sure that no one can run in on that bomb site. That could pay off in the future. I mean, I talk about it allows those rotations to come in, so it could actually bite them, but at least they're going to be clear that no one is just going to be trying to run into the bomb site all on their own and get some kind of a clever kill that delays the plant even longer.
Well, this effectively is an elimination match, of course. So a lot of pressure on the shoulders of NiP, who were expecting, I'm sure, themselves to go as far as possible. Now they finally have their 5-man roster locked in with threat behind them. However, here comes another full buy round from Lounge Gaming, including an AWP which was dropped from Mihu to Shmero. Not a great deal of utility to use, and it's got a whole lot worse for them as Shmero is the first player to fall. In Checkered was looking for the cheeky AWP shot before he could fall back, but there's incendiaries, mollies, the kitchen sink thrown in for good measure, and Instant comes out, double spray down for him, and with GetRight being so low, this is doable now for Lounge Gaming.
Huge play from Innocent coming out of the vents into the fire as well. 2 kills, brings it back into a 3-on-3. Like you said, GetRight, no opportunity for him to trade it off because he only got 9 HP, and there it is finally. 3 kills for Innocent, 3 huge impact frags for him. This is a big round, and I don't think Forrest realizes there's someone in Team A, and he's just going to get taken out. That's a free kill for Maniz. It's all on Pit in a 1-on-3 situation. He's only got a 1-on-1 at this A site, and he catches him out with a nade in his hand, so he gets that headshot on the Mihu. Now he can plant the bomb, and he's got a 1-on-2. Only 30 HP, but he can make this work.
Only 30 HP, but just a molly in the hands of Maniz, so it's not as if a HE is going to claim his life anytime soon. He's going to be holding the angle off red container, looking into A main. Innocent's going to be pushing A main. Meanwhile, Maniz coming from highway, and that's the unfortunate situation with 30 HP. You can't afford to go on quad, because if a molly or a HE lands, you're pretty much dead, guaranteed.
Right, I think his only option there was to get aggressive in some way. Pick somewhere to just get aggressive, try and find a 1-on-1. He had no idea that someone was on the flank, so once that smoke clears, I mean, that spot had a timer on it, and this is actually insane. I thought Innocent was just going to fall here. I don't know if GetRight ran out of bullets and bailed out, or if he thought that maybe he killed Innocent coming out of vents, because he did get that other frag, but that very easily could have been a double and 3 kills for NiP to start the round. But Innocent with that huge play, that's a big round for him to step up in. And Shmero has the AWP still. Haven't seen that have too much impact just yet. But he's going to take that towards mid, and Innocent's going to push up again. He's out towards mid. Mazinho all alone over towards that B bomb site. And it's going to be a boost, a run boost for Go Lounge, but Pit's going to get the opening kill towards B.
Big entry frag as well. You can see Lounge Gaming trying to scurry their way across before the bomb gets planted, but there's no hope on that, so setting up for the retake. This is where the AWP is going to struggle a tiny bit. Consistent smokes should be falling, plus the Molotov in the hands of GetRight. Going to be hard to contend with here. The next frag is crucial if Lounge Gaming want to get into this one. That flash going to buy a few more seconds for NiP as the bomb continues to take down. GetRight in a good position to watch the flank. Just a Tech 9, but it is oh so deadly in these kind of situations. Are Lounge Gaming even going to check it? Well, they actually throw in a molly that draws out GetRight. He's going to fall down. Meanwhile, the bomb has been ticking down for a considerable amount of time at this point. Here comes the frag from Shmero. Forrest and Pit both coming in with kills as well. It's looking great for NiP. Innocent says, screw this, I'm off. I want to just save this AK-47.
Yeah, he's going to try to. They're chasing him down. That flashbang not going to really blind anyone, and this would be a crucial gun to bring into the next round because NiP is going to reset the economy again. It doesn't work out for Lounge Gaming, and that was a nice change of pace over towards that B bomb site, and that might actually impact this defense moving forward. That round again, Lounge puts, they put 2 members in mid, and now that they know that NiP is more than willing to essentially just rush B and get that opening kill and get into the site, in the future, they can't just rely on one player at that B site for the defense.
And Lounge Gaming are falling into the same issues that we saw yesterday in the Tempo Storm match, where the CT side unable to get back-to-back rounds, getting one round, losing instantly, resetting their economy, and in that constant nightmare.
The economy is so fragile. It's dictating so much in games these days. You can see it here, like you said, we saw it a bunch yesterday. The Lounge just not being able to put too many buy rounds together. Essentially, NiP is just racking up a huge lead off of facing pistols in every round.
Got to give a lot of credit to NiP as well for just playing this one so carefully. You know, it doesn't make for the most entertaining CS necessarily with all-out rushes and balls-to-the-wall aggression, but it is very smart CS, and that's what wins you games ultimately.
And this is also where the meta has shifted. We've seen teams that are playing this style, Navi, Luminosity, they're stepping up in a big way and having really good results. So this change to Threat and buying into his tactical style that he's been calling and he's been instituting in this team has actually worked out for NiP so well. Look at Forrest using this cover perfectly, finding one-on-ones, isolating his opponents, now lining him up in a 1-on-2 essentially that fight, but not able to get the kills. And now Freiburg has to find this MVP, and he does. Sparrow's not able to get away quick enough. There's only 1 AK left to save, and it might not even happen.
Yeah, Mazinho backs against the wall quite literally. I don't think NiP realize where he is right now, so it's going to be a pretty tough ask to find him out. However, they are checking every single corner. Still plenty of time in that bomb. This AK would be huge next round, though. You can see the economy is still pretty tilted for Lounge Gaming, so an AK would do the world of good for them.
And they might be getting to the point where they, well, maybe not maybe not this next round, but very soon they're going to get to that point where they just need to put rounds up more than they can afford to give them up on the save.
Exactly, yeah.
So this is kind of that scary moment. The next gun round that Go Lounge wins, it has to be a very convincing win. They have to be able to build up some money behind it because they need to string 2 together. If they get reset, so they are going to buy here. They're going to come out with 2 FAMASes. They have some utility behind those, 3 M4s. They have 5 smokes, no Molotovs, some flashbangs to utilize. The question is, are they going to get aggressive, perhaps? I mean, we haven't really seen do much. We've seen those peaks into A main in the mid rounds, but we haven't seen anything right off the bat be aggressive anywhere.
I'd be quite surprised because Lounge Gaming typically are the kind of team that do bounce back with aggression whenever I've seen them play online. You have seen the pop flashes in mid, but sorry, in A main, pardon me, but you do also see it in mid as well. Sometimes they'll go for the counter boost. So I'm surprised we haven't seen that just yet. Maybe their economy just simply hasn't supported that. But again, Mihu gonna go for that pop flash. No one's home though for NiP. Realizing they simply don't have to contend with it. Mihu's gonna die anyway, meanwhile, get right on the fadeaway shot, takes him out. Highway has been controlled now. NiP looking to shift through the gears onto the A site. Minis almost the last line of defense here. 2 frags for him, very nicely dumped at 7 HP. Finally, will be put down 6 foot under from Forrest.
Yeah, bomb's gonna get planted in the open, and it won't even matter though. Forrest gets 1 more kill. It's down to Sparrow in a 1-on-3, and he's all the way in mid. He might even just be calling to save this. So there was an adjustment this round. That was a nice tactic from NiP. They threw they executed the standard A smokes, but then wrapped around towards mid instead of going through A main. That pop flash peek from Mihu to get that information actually gets punished by Get Right, who's just lurking. But Lounge Gaming, actually, I mentioned that they might have to change something because that B defense was exploited. They actually sent 2 players to B this time, and that's members that are so far away from that kind of an A execute. So very good call from Threat here, playing a little bit of chess and kind of mind gaming Lounge into setting up a more dedicated defense towards the B bomb site and hitting the other side of the map.
Absolutely, trying to force Lounge Gaming into positions where they're going to be vulnerable, and you can see the effect that's having. NiP take an 8-2 lead already on cash. Lounge Gaming's economy, again, nowhere near good enough, but as you called before, Moses, at some point they're going to have to start getting these forces in because finishing the half on 3 or 4 rounds against NiP just is simply not going to be good enough.
It's not going to be good enough. The one thing they have going for them, and I mean, this is just finding a silver lining, is they have this losing bonus build up because the past couple times they've bought, it's been lose 3, buy and win, and then lose 2 and then win. So this time they've lost 3. They're going to have a 4-round losing bonus at the next purchase, so they'll be able to have more utility for that round. They might be able to get an AWP on the board as well. That losing bonus is going to provide them with a lot more options in what they want to do, and there's a good find. Forrest falls early. That once again, that passive setup is designed to prevent against this, but just a good shot from Mihu.
Absolutely. They want to get their hands on that AK-47. It's not going to happen. Otherwise, they have to walk into a trap. Freiburg trying to chuck it on top of the little Go to that. There we go. Finally gets rid of it. Doesn't want Lounge Gaming to get their dirty paws on it. Meanwhile, there is a HE in the hands of Venice, so I'm curious as to what they're planning on here. He is on the B side, so maybe just hoping they just get the timing on it into the faces of NiP. But again, as we can see, you have the luxury of the minimap. NiP will be moving their way onto A, and that's into Nihu. Only a P250. We've seen him get some kills with this weapon before, but Get Right just walks out, wrecks him. No chance.
Innocent's on a quick flank. He could do some damage if the other three members of Go Lounge are able to get some kills here. That could open up an option for the flank, but it's not going to happen. Two members fall on Innocent. He's going to go towards Dorn. It's really not going to be too much for him to find here. A nice dink from Sparrow, but not able to clean any of these kills off. So NiP is going to be able to stabilize, and in fact, this is being watched by Get Right. He has the timing down perfect, and he finds Innocent.
Sparrow just trying to do as much damage as possible before he reaches the inevitable. Has picked up the 1 kill. A couple players are fairly low, just a tap away from death, and in all honesty, they will realize he's only got a P250. Is it even worth trying to trade out for a $300 investment? Really not. Freiburg is staying there, hungry for the kills, but it indeed will be NiP reaching the 9th round, and Lounge Gaming will have a bye into this one, but we've already seen them with multiple buy rounds, and they've really done nothing with it so far.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. NiP knows this next round is going to be a buy, so what is Threat going to call? Is he going to try and mix things up again, try and catch him off guard? No AWP this time for Go Lounge. I think it would have had to have been a glass cannon, so maybe that's why they decided to go away from it. They have 5 smokes, they have plenty of flashbangs and HE grenades. And NiP4 still has that op, so perhaps going to give him some time to find an opening pick again. Remember, he did get that pick on Innocent. First round he had this op, that was a huge impact into that round. And Get Right's gonna go for fast mid control. They're boosting up as well, and he already has it. He takes out Innocent. Falls already, gonna keep going through vents. He gets a second one. Get Right opening the round up with 2 kills.
What a call that is as well from NiP. Again, just switching things up, playing hyper-aggressive. Been playing so slow and steady that Lounge Gaming simply weren't expecting that. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, Lounge Gaming losing 2 key players, 2 weapons off the board. NiP in cruise control once more.
And like ninjas, NiP get those first 2 kills and they just disappear from the map. They fall right back in mid, they don't continue the aggression. Now they're just gonna sit passively, wait for any kind of information gathering. So it's really, really beautifully done in this round from NiP so far, and they're just abusing Go Lounge. You can see on the mini-map, everyone just rotating over towards that B bomb site. They realize at this point they have to just gamble somewhere. They have to just say, all 3 of us are gonna be here, let's hope that NiP comes this way. See what happens from it, but it's the wrong site again. These gambles have not worked out for Lounge.
But Get Right's also playing the bait as well. They've gambled wrong, but that molly being thrown in and the potential frag onto Get Right as well as the flash actually lands in both Mihu and Get Right's eyes. That's going to bait them for a few more seconds. Now that NiP spotted 2 players over there on the B site, they realize A should be absolutely free. And indeed they push through, and we'll find that out for themselves firsthand.
Beautiful thing as well is NiP knows they have the manpower advantage, so Forrest is just going to stay in A main. They also smoke off behind them for any kind of a flank that's going to come in, so now they just have to hold off this retake, and Exist is just going to fire through the smoke. He's got a good position, but here's Maniz grabbing 1 kill, making this retake a little bit more lightly right before it gets shut down by NiP.
NiP, man, looking like a complete different team than yesterday. Against very different opponents, I think it's safe to say, and Dignitas, who I feel are one of the dark horses for this tournament, honestly.
Yeah, they're one of those teams that have shown really, really good form at specific tournaments. They were in, you know, I guess you could call it a slump, but these are beautiful entries from Get Right.
They are
yeah.
awesome, yeah.
But Dignitas, we know they can hit that level. It's just a matter of the consistency in which they hit it. So that was really, really surprising to see them come out. And I think also that was a weird case where NiP just also on top of just being tactically outplayed, they just weren't hitting any shots either. So this is a much better performance from them so far on a map that they seem very much more comfortable on.
And that's why to see Get Right getting entry frags like that, beautiful spray control, as you come to expect from him, is really great signs for NiP, especially after yesterday, really off the boil. Again, surprise, surprise, they get the opening pick as they have so many times so far here on the T side of Cash. Honestly, I'm just out of ideas for Lounge Gaming now. They've tried mixing up, they've tried going aggressive mid, they've tried stacking B, just nothing's worked for them.
NiP is just kind of playing them like fiddles at the moment. They're making all the right strategic calls. They know exactly how to exploit the defenses they're being shown. Innocent here at events, he's going to get 1 kill, can't get the second. Now he's on a reload, he's going to get punished. Everyone from NiP is actually very low. This is a doable 1-on-3. But you got to imagine there's really nice positioning. Pitt's going to be watching that, as well as Get Right's also there to transfer over to vents if 1 player falls. And this is going to make noise, so Pitt's going to know exactly where he is at this point. He does fall, but the remaining 2 members of NiP, and he's not going to expect this whatsoever. Both go towards CT spawn.
Yeah, you assume in a 2 versus 1 that at least one player is going to still be on the B site somewhere, hiding behind default potentially. Unbeknownst to him, both players extremely low, but he is going to tap out. Manice top fragging, as you can see now, 11 and 10. The only player with a positive kill to death is going to back away and save his AK.
I actually think he needs to go for this. I mean, he obviously doesn't know that they're this low, you know, 1 in 12 HP. But they're out of time. They need rounds on the board, and 4 is not going to be enough. 5 was like the average, so you could see if they'd got towards 5, that's at least a window. I don't think 4, even if they can get these last 2 rounds, that's not going to be enough for them.
Trying to play safe in a position where really that option has been taken off the table. It does afford them a fairly healthy buy in this round at least. Without that AK, they probably have a pistol with Kevlar behind it. As it stands though, full assault rifles. They do have a fair amount of grenades on both Sparrow and Manice, but the rest of them completely bare. NiP switching up again, opting to go for a more passive style.
And this is tough for Go Lounge to deal with, because with the light utility they bring into this, with some of the fast pace we've seen out of NiP, you almost feel like Go Lounge, they're trying to use some of their utility early on, and it's not going to have any impact because now the pace has been switched up again. It's not slowing NiP down because they're already slow, so it doesn't impact them whatsoever. Molotov in events gives GetRight a chance at finding that pick, but it's not going to happen. Now just trying to catch him through the smoke, retreating. Either way, though, Innocent all alone in mid, and again, an opening kill for Force. That's that pop flash peek for Mihu again. They've seen it a number of times, and Force isn't going to get fooled by it this time.
That's what I'm talking about. It becomes predictable. They don't have a plan B. There's no backup plan there. If it doesn't work, then you're pretty much boned as far as Lounge Gaming are concerned, as they're finding out the hard way right now. Yeah,
and then he dies alone, Innocent as well in mid. There's no one there to back him up. He falls all by himself, no trade kills. And now again, NiP in a 5-on-3. It's Maniz all alone, and he's got to get aggressive. This is the thing. He's got to try and at least find this information or get a kill or two, and he's going to just run into 2 players from NiP. That's going to get stopped by Freiburg, and the remaining 2 members so far away again from this A hit.
Lounge Gaming haven't played phenomenal by any stretch of the imagination, but I actually feel that NiP deserve all the plaudits they're going to get from this T-half performance. This has been a masterclass.
Yeah, they're just picking them apart at this point. This is really, really good stuff. Really good calling from Threat.
Can see why they are considered to be a pretty damn strong cash team. And with Pit back in the team again, and Threat on the steering wheel, things are looking pretty good. Lounge Gaming hoping again, praying that it's going to be a B push, and to be fair, they aren't going to get those prayers answered, but it's from GetRight who gets the double spray again. NiP move to a convincing lead. Well, it's been convincing for a long time, to be fair. Lounge Gaming now just hoping for 3 rounds in the first half.
GetRight's going to go for the auto sniper. Maybe take that, have a little bit of fun with it. Maybe take it over towards the B bomb site and just plug some bullets right through the smoke, see if he connects with anything.
With it being the last round, I think the idea is maybe to spam through mid. If that doesn't work, can juggle the weapons and then actually just go back and get the AK.
They've got 3 auto snipers and AWP right now as well. Freiburg's just juggling his guns, bringing them forward to an advanced position, and GetRight's watching for a push. Sparrow might just walk right into this.
Finally, we do see a mid boost from Go Lounge, but too little too late, really. It's not going to do a great deal. Maybe they can get a 3rd round, but Freiburg just charges straight through the smoke. Lands himself the frag, and Lounge Gaming all but done here.
Yeah, again, just this slowdown, the spread out, watch for these pushes. They're just getting punished at the moment. So really, really good stuff out of NiP, and Exist still watching for this, and he might just find himself a second, and he is. Innocent walks right into it. This is 3 kills that NiP's gotten from very aggressive plays from Lounge. None of them work out. This is going to be a 13-2 half, more than likely.
Yeah, it's hard to see it going any other way. And then quite simply put, if Lounge Gaming lose that 2nd pistol, they are done. They are completely out. We did see a pretty phenomenal comeback yesterday in the Tempo Store match, but I can't see that being a rinse and repeat here.
Yeah, no, I don't exactly see it. I mean, I have mentioned a couple times that this map has been very T-sided, but just that play from NiP, everyone is on point. Freiburg, GetRight, 70 kills for them. Exist with 12, but it's the aggression, it's the confidence in these entry frags from NiP, these battles they're choosing to take. We didn't see it yesterday in Dignitas, so winning these opening duels is helping them so much. And definitely the tactical outplay is a huge factor in this.
The cool thing as well is it's GetRight that's been getting a lot of the entry frags. Just charging through mid, just charging onto sides, pummeling Lounge Gaming.
I was wondering coming into this event, because there's been a couple articles by Lurpus, a couple graphs released of his the amount of aggressiveness that he had at MLG Columbus. because Threat was playing, it looked like GetRight was maybe being over-aggressive just to try and compensate for that, just to help out at the beginning of these rounds. I was curious to see how much aggression we were going to continue to see out of him moving forward, the pit back in the lineup. And it's not as much as it was at Columbus, but it's definitely used in spots. I mean, he's still being that very, very aggressive player, which is cool to see. It's just a little bit more reason on the timing of when he decides to do that. Those two entry frags out mid of him just barreling out with a pop flash, going into vents, grabbing 2 kills on Innocent, and 1 more in checkers. So that was really, really cool to see. The CT side now, though, what do they have in store for us? Because they're not going to do this retake on A strategy. GetRight's going to be the lone member at A, and he's actually going to walk up to A main and try and peek into this. He's got to be a little bit careful. And there he is. Bullet spotted out, and he gets punished.
Yeah, Instinct Exist is going to have to try and come in and see if he can stop the initial charge, but Lounge Gaming taking a page out the textbook of NiP, not going to be going in too aggressively right here, actually still setting up for some smokes. NiP staying in position by and large through connector, still have a player on B, and just Exist who's trying to hold the angle as the smoke has landed onto the site. Here comes another one, it's going to be landing next to the cart, going to try and force him away. And that bomb still has been planted. Okay, finally it goes down, and now NiP have all the pressure on their shoulders once more.
There's 2 members from Go Lounge still in A main, and that bomb is not planted for them. So this smoke on Freiburg, this could do some work.
Absolutely could. They're going to charge in right behind it. Here we go. Can Lounge Gaming hold off the push? They have Manise who comes up from behind, very nearly whiffs his opportunity. For him and Mouse, both going to get themselves killed. Second kill for Manise. Looking good. Mihu comes in. And finally, Lounge Gaming have something to get excited about.
Yeah, I mean, that at least buys them a little bit of a chance here to try and roll something back. Still plenty of ways to go. NiP, they don't have to buy into this round with all the rounds that they have to play with. They're 10 rounds ahead at the moment, but they're still going to invest into this. In fact, not even saving any money for potentially an AWP in that 4th round. But they do have the armor, 5.7s, pistols. They only have 1 smoke to utilize. That's on GetRight. And he's going to use it right off the bat. Just smoke up A main. But look at the aggressiveness towards mid. Is Sparrow going to be ready for it? He is. Manise also grabs 1. Damage dealt onto Exist. So nicely done from Lounge to at least hold this off initially.
Well, first hurdle has been navigated from Lounge Gaming, but plenty more to come. Looks like they're going to be okay for this round. Being the force up from NiP, but you did see the difference already as well from the 2 teams. When Lounge Gaming conceded the first round, they played a very B-centric stack, whereas NiP went for the jugular through mid. It didn't pay off for them, but maybe that's the declaration of intent. They are going to look to expose that as much as possible. Very nearly landed the frag there. The CZ 2 players are pretty low. NiP may be hungry just to take a couple weapons away from this round if they can.
Well, there's
one.
Yeah, there's one from GetRight. They have a couple more low members, but Lounge should be able to handle this pretty well from here on out.
And with the weapon being dropped on top of the hut as well, there's no chance of NiP getting their hands on it. So there we go. Comfortable round in the end for Lounge Gaming. We lost the 1 player of Sparrow. NiP on the eco. This is Lounge Gaming's chance to start to get some traction now in this matchup.
Yeah, and this is also where those MAC-10s can really build up some bonus money because there's no armor on the NiP side. They have to have full saves. No one's even upgrading a pistol. Just all 5 USPs. So good chance here for Lounge to get out of this round without taking too much damage, if any at all. Just send those MAC-10s forward, trying to get them to farm up, build up a little bit of bank so you can sustain some losses moving forward, and then we're going to see that first gun round come out.
Yeah, totally understandable why NiP wouldn't go for any upgrades. They've got such a huge round buffer. They don't need to, really. They can just bide their time, wait until they have a really solid buy, and then go for it. And make sure they make it count. Again, all 5 players this time will be occupying mid. This does give them a faster rotation as well to both sides if they do hear the bomb being planted. Awesome movement, and here we go, they're going to be starting to charge through. Oh, Freiburg has landed himself the kill into Innocent. This round could get interesting, although Pit has just fallen to the hands of Mihu. Mihu down to 35 HP. Sparrow with the MAC-10. Is he going to be farming up the money as you mentioned before, but GetRight has MAC-10 in his own hands, nearly catches out Sparrow in connector. Is going to be giving chase. And should be landing this kill. No, the aim punch just denies the kill from him. And now Freiburg steps up to the plate with the USP. Gonna be trying to bag himself the kill. Guesses the wrong way. How did Sparrow survive that? I have no idea. 2 HP.
Yeah, that's pretty unreal. Cool from NiP, though. As soon as they see any kind of a contact in mid, they just 3 members just bum rush into that connector and grab the opening kill. Could have made something happen from it, but Lounge sustains from there on out. So we have this opening by GetRight on the P90. Not a lot of utility behind it. They do have 5 smokes, but Forrest and Pit without any kind of flashbang or HE grenade. Only 1 kit on GetRight as well with that P90. You can just see what the work he put into the first half. 120 ADR.
Pretty solid plays. Yeah, as you say, the P90 is going to be the lone weapon on the A site itself. 50 bullets of doom and misery if you walk into that. Oh, he gets caught with his flashbang out, but actually won't be punished for that one. Finally goes down. Did land a dink onto Malzinho, so he's down to 7. And now Freiburg briskly moving through A main. Are they going to line up for him? Double spray down for him. He's looking for a third as well. He does get the third, actually. Huge individual performance from Freiburg, and now that leaves Forest and Pitt the chance to clutch this round out. And again, I just saw you shaking your head. The bomb isn't planted for A main. This is an absolute horror show for Lounge Gaming. Forest is just going to hold down on this one, and Pitt playing the bodyguard. Lounge Gaming, what is happening?
Even if Pitt wasn't there, he might have still got the defuse, and that's the same mistake they made in the pistol round. This time they get punished for it. Beautiful play from Freiburg on that quick flank. This was really, really good stuff. And he even gets that third somehow right at the end. That last bullet connects, but Lounge Gaming a massive mistakes. Even the second player was even farther away. He was out way, way back, so he wasn't even in A main whatsoever. So that is heartbreaking for Lounge Gaming, trying to make this comeback happen. Nice retake from NiP off the back of that triple kill from Freiburg. But still, not the greatest economy. You can see Get Right only has a CZ, Pitt's on the UMP, and it's a pretty solid buy out of Lounge. They have an AWP, they have 4 AKs, and plenty of utility to utilize. So a chance here to reset, but they cannot afford any more of those mistakes.
And that's why, as you mentioned, it was such a heartbreak, because you see the economy of NiP is low after losing the round. What it's going to be if they lost that one now? What happens if it's a 13-6? Then Lounge Gaming can get themselves right back into this game and see the importance of round 19, but that's in the past. Got to focus on the present. NiP still certainly not out of the woods just yet. Lounge Gaming looking to play slow. Bomb has been dropped, declaration of intent. We're not going to see any aggression just yet.
But NiP has shown early on already, they do a reverse boost, and Freiburg is able to get that quick flank. So NiP has shown very early on in this half that they're willing to go for those aggressive plays, those aggressive boosts. So you could see Go Lounge, they have to respect that. They have to be very, very cautious that more aggression is going to come out. Here's the boost from Innocent. Pitt is playing just underneath, and that flash is perfect. And Pitt might just be able to get caught out, and he is. Innocent finds the opening kill. There's the op coming into play onto Exist, trying to bail him out. Get Right's going to have a lot of pressure on him.
Certainly will. Especially as you've got 2 players scoring their way up highway, and they've both been picked off from Get Right. That again gives NiP a glimmer of hope into this round as Freiburg best Malzinho, so 2-1-2. Freiburg is super low. Only a flashbang to play with for NiP. But they do have a kit on Forest. They can play this one a little slowly and get this pick. You see the boost coming to fruition for Lounge Gaming. You think better of it. Sprang through the smoke, connecting bullets here, there, and everywhere. Lounge Gaming go from almost full HP to scraping the bottom of the barrel. Freiburg from the side. Forest is going to throw in that flashbang right now, but his partner in crime has fallen down, and so will he. Solid round for Lounge Gaming, but again, Get Right with that double CZ kill.
Yeah, but Mihu and Minis had to get aggressive with that 2-on-2. They both found themselves boxed into the bomb site. But this was nice stuff. Almost able to pull them back into the round.
Very nicely done. It still does hurt the economy of Lounge Gaming. You can see only $800 and only $700 in a couple of their plays. That being said, though, this should be business as usual for Lounge Gaming here. Should be able to farm up some kills for themselves. Freiburg down to 1. Exist has already fallen.
Nice anti-eco from Lounge, not taking too much damage. Nade work is pretty nice as well. They're going to be able to clean this one up, only losing Minis. So now they have a chance here, and NiP, they might just want to save one more. I would actually be very surprised if they forced up into this round. So a good opportunity again for Lounge to build up some money behind this. They still have all the utility they can need. Hopefully, this is the thing. This is what Yanko's always talking about on anti-ecos. You have all this utility. You have these Molotovs and these nades. It's something NiP's very good at their own anti-ecos, is use these to clear out spots. Use these to take away some of that danger before you execute into a bomb site.
That's absolutely it. Let's see if Lounge Gaming listen and heed that advice. As he mentioned, that NiP would make no sense for them to force into that round. They got such a huge buffer of round 7 still ahead that no point rushing it. That's the only way that I feel Lounge Gaming can get back into this game, is NiP making mistakes like that, really. And this time it's going to be a B stack. 3 players on here. Freiburg watching mid. Pitt, the last remaining player on the A side. And Lounge Gaming, very similar, very reminiscent to NiP, just playing it super slowly, hoping that NiP push out, give them some free frags, and then convert from that.
Pitt throws a smoke into A main and then rotates over towards the B bomb site, trying to create an illusion that there is some kind of defense over at A. I mean, there's no way for NiP to know this, but it looks like Lounge, just based off the bomb positioning right out of the round, their endgame has always been this B bomb site, so this stack could have a little bit of an impact. They have the upgraded pistols. friberg and Get Right making a presence over at A still. Smokes are out. P250 spamming through the smoke. All the meanwhile, the end game is B.
Yep, just trapping over on the A side. Maniz as well could try and wrap himself through the blue doors and get round the back of any stragglers, and that's exactly what's happened over on the A side. Meanwhile on B, all hell breaks loose. Oh my goodness, this time it's Exist who's stepping up big with the CZ. 2 kills come through, 12 bullets left to his name. But he can't move to his left-hand side and pick up a weapon. I believe there's one dead there in headshot. And indeed he has got the AK-47, but he's gonna get picked off as he looks to traverse through onto the CT side. NiP will, however, have a pretty solid, healthy buy up this round. The reason for their double ecos.
Yeah, it's done a little bit of damage. That round was NiP, and you could see Exist wanted that AK so badly, but he was trying to be as cautious as possible to go over and get it. So the timing doesn't work out for him. 14-8, back into the buys for NiP, and Pitt's gonna pick up the AWP. It's Glass Cannon. He's got no armor behind it. He's gonna take that towards the middle. 3 members in mid, so this is a 1-3-1 on cash, which we see frequently, usually with the double op setup. This is a little bit of a change. friberg's gonna get in towards vents. And once they get Pitt in position, make sure there's not any kind of fast rush out mid and over boost. Exist and friberg can change their spots, but Sparrow actually finds Exist right off the bat.
And the worrying thing for NiP there is that Pitt had a chance to kill him just beforehand, so if Pitt connects his shot, Sparrow wouldn't have landed anything. Exist would still be alive, and the man advantage would be in favor of NiP. As it stands, though, Get Right is going to rectify that, brings it back to equality once more. Nice kill, very clean kill. Manages to get back onto the site. Doesn't lose a single point of HP.
That's what NiP was so good at preventing in the first half. They would get that opening kill, and they would immediately get passive right after it, knowing there had to be some kind of an aggressive play to find either map control, to find information, or to find the equalizing kill. This time it's Get Right who does that exact same thing, but Lounge isn't ready for it. Maniz falls. So back into a 4-on-4, and now this crossfire between Forest and friberg and Vents. This could be sick stuff for NiP.
Certainly could. Flashbang went through as well. Keeps them at bay for a few more seconds, allowing Forest to relocate into headshot. Gets that crossfire a little bit slicker. And the kills are coming through. Forest with one, looking for a second as well. Could they be tapping? Actually gets picked off from Innocent. But the damage has already been inflicted. 15-8 now on NiP. 7 match points.
Yeah, but at least, okay, so at least Lounge built up enough money to be able to sustain that loss. They can still have a pretty healthy buy in this round if they can try and reset one more time on NiP. I mean, there's a lot of money built up on NiP because they didn't lose too many members. Actually, now that I said that, they just continue buying out all the utilities, so they're down very, very low. If Lounge can win this, at least they get a double eco out of NiP. That can get them up towards 10 or 11 rounds. And then hopefully you just have to go on a nice run.
Flash into A main, just to stop any charges that Lounge Gaming were hoping for. Thing is, they weren't necessarily setting up for that. So NiP now have somewhat slowed down any potential comeback. Smoke into mid from friberg takes away some of the vision. Again, though, Lounge Gaming looking for that boost in the hands of Innocent. Bomb drop just to his left-hand side. NiP with a very standard setup here. Nothing out of the ordinary from either teams.
Now Lounge taking this one very, very slowly. Sparrow, he's going to get boosted up again, try and find an opening kill one more time. It's only going to be Pitt here with the AWP, although friberg gets mollied out of vent, but there's no one in mid to punish that.
Maybe the cohesion not quite on point. No one's looking to have that utility pounced upon from your teammates. Flash through just below the boost in case anyone was there, but it is actually be friberg who falls down first. Nice flick shot from Pitt. Meanwhile, Exist is there in mid as well. Great little turn of events for NiP. 45 seconds and now the charge comes back and it's going to go right into the hands of Get Right, who's looking for a second. Not going to get it, but it's going to be the last frag coming down from NiP as they pick it up 16-8. Convincing performance, but that T-half was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, that was a very, very sick T-half from NiP to start things out. Give them a big lead in this matchup and they're able to just grind out those defensive rounds.
So you can see the happiness on the faces of NiP, maybe a bit of relief as well, realizing they were pretty close after losing that first game to actually being knocked out here. Very similar to how G2 and Liquid felt. There's going to be the Poles who join those two aforementioned teams.
Really good bounce back from NiP. I mean, that was really good stuff from yesterday. There was 2 different teams essentially, so it did look like maybe Get Right not feeling too well yesterday had a big impact because he was huge today on the defense. Yeah, he got some of those equalizing kills, got some of the mid rounds. The opening kills on the T side was sick, so just all around really good play from everyone on NiP, hitting their shots. Didn't look like there was any real chance. I mean, they outplayed him tactically, individually. Lounge just couldn't really get into that matchup. It was just really